Hello, this is Sandra, and I'm going to review Hilde's homework. Let's see. We start with patience. I just looked at the videos and I thought I recorded it, but I didn't. He's already way more relaxed than he was at the beginning. So I see lots of improvements. I like the way you integrate table manners into patience. That's really, really good. That's also nice. And now you've clicked 3 times for this, and he did it well. So I would say this is the time that you would focus a little bit more on relaxation, because if you really pay attention, he just moved a little bit forward on the click. Oh, was it here? You see? You see his hindquarters. He was, if you look at his hind legs here, I'm pointing at the screen, but you don't see that, but you see my cursor. You can see this angle changing because he's moving a little bit forward. Or maybe that's because he was turning that it looked like that. I see already so much more relaxation than in the previous video, so well done. So, and we talked about the higher reinforcement treat in the webinar this morning, and you were telling me that you were using carrots. So he's still grabbing the treat, so you can also start trying out how it happens. Oh, I like this very much, that you went here and give him the treat. So we talked a little bit about, I lost my train of thought. Using a lower value treat, and also maybe something that he has to chew on a little bit longer, so he can chew, and then he can swallow, and then you wait a little bit more until he really does nothing, not chewing, nothing, because relaxation is also not chewing. And then you can raise your criteria a little bit until he really relaxes. It just split second, because he's not there yet. He has tremendous improvement, but he's not totally relaxed yet. So in the beginning, this is really good that you click when he looks away. This was really nice too. This was so nice. And then here the same thing. I guess for Lucas it's the same thing. Like, just wait until he's done chewing and look what happens, maybe. Because I thought a higher rate of reinforcement would help, but it doesn't really seem to speed him up for relaxation. Or it might be that your rate of that your reinforcer is too high value, so he just stays anxious, and it's really hard for him to calm down. So that's something that you have to try out, what works. And here for the next time, because you are taking treats and then kind of offering it in your closed fist, what you are doing when you end the session, and I just want to that you pay attention to this, is when you want to end the session, you take the treat and you kind of lure him to this spot where you want to feed the treat, and he tries to sniff your hand or touch your hand in the process. So it becomes luring, and that's absolutely not your intention, but that he doesn't know that. He's like, there's a treat in your hand and that's where I want to go and I want it now. So the next time when you end your session table manners, you can be prepared and have that potty that you bought or the other wherever you want to feed him close by. So you can wait until he is totally relaxed. You don't have to have the treat in your hand. You just stand there until he totally relaxed, and then you click for relaxation and you put the treat in the potty or in the food bowl or wherever you want, and then you say end of session, and you can just stay where you are, and then he will figure out that there's nothing exciting going to happen. I just want to replay this little tidbit a little bit, because here you're taking the treat and then you see where he grabs your hand, and then he was doing it and then he gets the treat. So he's at this moment, he's just reinforced for this particular behavior, and that's exactly the opposite of the behavior what you want to train with table manners. But that's totally okay, because I've seen him improve so much, and especially in the video with your niece. So you're doing great. Don't panic. And with the targeting, I would like to say, you start here with patience, which is really, really good, unless you targeted him and I didn't see it, because it's a little bit hard to see on video. And here I would have waited until he is done chewing. Just wait until he's done. And also, in order to take the anxiety, to keep his anxiety as low as possible, don't teach him to follow a moving target just yet. Just standing still, targeting, and then if he does well and he is relaxed in that exercise, then you can teach him to lower his head, click, higher his head, click, a little bit to the left, a little bit to the right, and then the next step would be following a target. But I wouldn't start following a moving target as long as the table manners are not really established, because the chances are that you are moving and you want to feed a moving horse, a walking horse, and that's just not safe if you cannot count on a really safe horse. So this is really nice. And here, because you are pulling the target away, then Hilde is niet leuk. I was just here, I was just interrupted, sorry. Because you're pulling the target away. And the circle is also really, really, really small. That's physically very hard on him. And he is really patiently waiting for his treat here, if you notice that. And here he's almost walking you over because he's taking the shortcut. That's how it seems from this angle. Maybe it's not, but it just felt like a little bit. And you have to be very careful that these tiny hooves do not step on your feet. And this is the way how it's done, adding a cue, but I would suggest doing it standing still, because then he can pay attention to your verbal cue, because he also has to pay attention to table manners, and he has a lot to process in his brain. And the moving does not really help with him calming him down. You're just ahead of the game, because this is next. This is just next exercise. So well done, you. Yeah, well done, you. So this was the homework. Thank you very much for sending your videos in. I really, really like to watch all of your videos, and I really, really am so proud that I see so much progress. So that makes me super, super happy. And yeah, so be proud of yourself, and tell yourself that you did a good job, because you did a good job, and there's always more to learn. So that's not stopping just now. And I wish you a wonderful trip, Hilde, and I see you next week in the webinar. Bye. Happy horse training.